Snacks exist in millions of varieties. But just by seeing the shape and color of this one, you know perfectly well what snack it is. Doritos is one of the largest companies worldwide, generating about $95 billion in just 1 year. In 365 days, up to 1 billion bags of Doritos are produced, which are enjoyed worldwide daily. But how was such a great and successful idea born? Although it sounds incredible, the creation of this product was a coincidence, and its story will probably surprise you. It all began in 1964 when Arch West was visiting Disneyland with his family. Everything was going wonderfully until they realized that most of the places were closed. Their only option to eat was a small Mexican place selling tortillas. He was so hungry at that moment that he decided to eat some crunchy edges that were going to be discarded. That's how he discovered the first version of Doritos. Sometime later, Arch perfected the recipe and presented it to the executives of Frito-Lay, who were delighted with the product. From there, everything went uphill. They began creating different flavors, adapting to all types of consumers, and eventually launching dozens of varieties. Today I will show you how the original flavor is produced in mass within the Doritos factories. It all begins with the selection of high-quality corn, preferably from local crops, to ensure freshness and flavor. Farmers use advanced harvesters to collect the corn at its optimal point of maturity. The use of varieties rich in starch is prioritized, as these allow for better consistency in the Doritos dough. The corn goes through a rigorous cleaning process to remove impurities such as dust, stones, and plant debris. This is done using vibrating machines and filtering systems. Subsequently, the corn is stored in large silos with humidity and temperature control to preserve its quality. Any error at this stage could lead to drastic losses of product and time. That is why professionals ensure everything is in optimal condition. Once selected and cleaned, the corn is transferred to large containers, where it is cooked in hot water at approximately 93 degrees Celsius for a few minutes. Then, it is left to soak for 12 to 14 hours. This process, known as nixtamalization, helps soften the grains and makes it easier to remove the outer shell, pericarp. Moreover, it improves the texture and flavor of the final product, while increasing the presence of certain nutrients in the corn. After soaking, the corn is transported to a series of industrial mills, where it is repeatedly ground until a homogeneous dough is obtained. The milling process is carried out with rotating stones or steel rollers that pulverize the grains until a smooth and kneadable paste is formed. During this step, a specific amount of water can be added to adjust the consistency of the dough, ensuring quality in the subsequent steps of production. Once the dough is obtained, it is rolled into thin sheets with the help of industrial rollers, and goes through a cutting system that gives the characteristic triangular shape of Doritos. This process is similar to the production of Pringles, where a mold punches the dough to create uniform chips. The leftover pieces from the mass, they are recycled and reintegrated into the process to avoid waste. In large-scale food production, any type of raw material must be utilized to the fullest to ensure an efficient and effective process. The raw tortillas cut into triangles are placed in an industrial oven at a temperature of 340 degrees Celsius for about 16 seconds. Despite the short cooking time, this step is essential, as the chips lose some of their moisture and begin to develop their characteristic texture without being fully cooked. Additionally, small air bubbles form on the surface of the chips, which contribute to their crunchy texture once fried. This process is crucial so that the Doritos do not absorb too much oil in the next phase, frying. The tortillas go through a conveyor system to an industrial fryer with vegetable oil at a controlled temperature of approximately 182 degrees Celsius. In less than 1 minute, the chips acquire their characteristic golden color and an even crispier texture. A vibration system helps remove excess oil, which can moisten or burn the product. After this step, the Doritos continue on to the seasoning phase, where they will acquire their unmistakable flavor. Once fried, the Doritos go into a rotating drum, where the characteristic flavor of each variant is applied. Did you know that Doritos have dozens of different flavors? I invite you to comment on which is your favorite and like the video to continue producing more content. After seasoning, the Doritos go through a conveyor belt, where they cool down before being packaged. An automated weighing system is used to measure the exact amount of chips that each bag should contain. The bags are sealed with a mixture of plastic and aluminum, and nitrogen is injected inside to maintain the freshness of the product and prevent the chips from breaking during transport. In case you were wondering, the aluminum helps preserve the product's freshness by creating a barrier against oxygen, moisture, and light, preventing them from becoming rancid or losing their crunchy texture. It also protects against heat, prevents the absorption of external odors, and prolongs the snack's shelf life. So next time you open a bag of Doritos, keep in mind that the bag is perfectly designed to preserve the company's high-quality standards. Finally, Doritos bags are grouped into boxes and transported to distribution centers. From there, they are sent to supermarkets, convenience stores, and other retail points around the world. At Made In, we upload videos every week, so I invite you to subscribe so you don't miss any of our content.